Bishop Thomas will be having the Bishop's Corner this afternoon, as will Peter Range. But we've always select one highlight question of the week, and here's this week's.
Let's talk to Ed in Toledo, who writes, Dear Bishop, we recently did the Stations of the Cross during a recent Friday in Lent, and I wanted to know what Jesus meant when the women were weeping for him, and he stated, For indeed, the days are coming when people will say, Blessed are the barren, the wombs that never bore, and the breasts that never nursed. At that time, people will say to the mountains, Fall upon us, and to the hills, Cover us. What did Jesus mean when he said those lines during the Passion?
Beautiful. So, Ed, first of all, thank you so much for writing, and how moving that you share your experience of attending a devotion so popular in Lent in all of our parishes, Stations of the Cross, usually in the evening on Fridays. And I'm delighted that you were praying them, and that you are deeply praying them by listening carefully to what is said. So it is extraordinary that we have this, statement of Jesus during the Stations, and he tells the women, don't weep for me, weep for yourselves, and then goes on, as you indicated. Well, Edward Sri, who is a brilliant theologian and biblical scholar, he explains the significance of these words, and I'd like to share what he indicated. Jesus' response to the women of Jerusalem foreshadows the suffering the people in Jerusalem would soon face in the revolt against Rome in AD 70. He prophesied the suffering of their children's generation who would rebel against Rome and pay the price. He knows that the sons of these women who are weeping for him will suffer greatly and undergo tremendous devastation. The women come to show compassion for Jesus in his physical suffering as he carries the cross, but Jesus responds in compassion for them, lamenting the pain they will have to endure, the coming pain, if you will. Jesus says, Blessed are the barren, to refer to the barren women who will be spared the affliction that those with children will not be able to avoid, because their children will go into this battle. The mention of mountains falling and the hills covering them are taken directly from a prophecy of the book of Hosea, Hosea 10:8. Jesus asserts that just as the people of Samaria cry out for a quick death on the day of their destruction, so will the people of Jerusalem rather die quickly than endure the horrible torture that Rome will inflict on Jerusalem during the revolution. So I think that's a brilliant way to say Jesus is prophetically preparing them for what would come in their own lives, the suffering they would endure, and the suffering of their children and families. Thank you.